Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Wednesday the 26th, I think. Pretty sure it's 26th. I know it's Wednesday. So went ahead, got this morning super early with the puppy, got him around, went out and jumped in the hot tub for a little bit, had a little bit of chill out there, got a couple of things taken care of, was getting things around the house. My wife got up, we got some, I was able to make a little more noise at that point, whatever. Somehow or another, I had like a reminder that showed up on my phone that said like 9:45 a.m. dog meet and greet or something. But it was a weird, and it must have been old. I think what it was is an old ass one that I deleted it, popped back up. So it popped up on my watch only, not on my phone. And when I went looking for it, I was like, well, there's nothing there. And I couldn't figure it out. And so I was chatting to my mother about it. She's like, oh yeah, I think you said you went at 9:45. I said, can you find it in your text? Because whenever I get a new meet and greet, I send a copy to my mother and my wife also, so they both know, since they're both living in the house now, that this is the time frames we're going to be. Also, it's a nice little bit of a reminder of, hey, this is what we got, help remind me, and stuff, and also that way they know there's somebody coming over around the time. So it is what it is. And we couldn't find nothing. I'm like, well, I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm like, I'm going to stick around a little bit. But I got a couple other things I got to do. I was going to go try and buy a motorcycle today. I was going to run by Orlando. I was going to run up to Daytona. There's a couple different KTM dealers. I was kind of leaning towards KTM is what I was thinking, and figuring that out, whatever. So went ahead and said, hell with it. Was able to get around a little bit. And I was like, oh, it's a little bit before, 9:45. I was running to the bank and stuff, grab some money, because I buy stuff with cash. I do not finance. I do not take out loans. I don't do any kind of crap. And I don't own a checkbook, so I can't really write on a check and whatnot. So I could have went like a money order, I guess, but I'm not sure what shop I was buying it at and the whole thing and whatever, so it doesn't make any sense. And so I went to the bank and planned on I had a bunch of cash already on me, and went in there and tried to pull out $10,000. And the bank basically told me, we don't have $10,000. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have $10,000? They're like, well, we don't have that much in stock. We're kind of a smaller branch. And I'm like, what the hell? And she goes, maybe they have one up over here. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of bullshit. So they basically told me they could give me $4,000 in hundreds, and they could give me $6,000 in 20s. And I'm like, I'm not doing $6,000 in 20s. Like, I'm not gonna go buy a motorcycle for like $14,000 plus whatever, and have them count out $6,000 for the 20s in a dealership. That's not gonna happen. So I was like, no, to hell with that crap. So went ahead and said, I said, give me the $4,000 in hundreds. And then I had a bunch of money on me and stuff. I said, I'll just go to the other bank. I'll grab more closer to where the dealership is, and also not run around with $14,000 cash on me type thing, which doesn't really concern me. Most times I've had, I've had 50,000 plus on me and stuff with cash, and in Texas area and stuff, some shitty neighborhoods. It's really where I shouldn't have it. But luckily, I've not really been concerned. I never felt like I'm gonna be robbed or anything like that kind of thing. So it's not the end of the world. So went ahead, gave it that. It was getting close to that 9:45 mark, so I thought, screw it, I'm gonna run back to the house. Had the puppy with me, that little guy right there, had him with me, and he was going with me looking for motorcycles day, and ran back over by the house just in case somebody did show up at 9:45, which I'm pretty certain, I had at 9:45 like a month ago, that in the morning, the meet and greet, somehow I think that's what popped up into my watch. So went ahead, said hold it, was able to basically I hung out there a little bit. Nobody showed up, of course, because I did not have a meeting for today at 9:45, and it is what it is there. So I went ahead. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. I headed out. Decided to run over to Orlando area first. I called a couple of dealerships, the KTMs, and the one thing I asked them, how much is your document fee? How much is your dealer fee? I know the freight and the setup, KTM kind of determines those. They can change them a little bit, but it's in the ballpark. I said, I just need to know how much your doc fees are and whatnot, and nobody would tell me. I called, some of the dealerships won't even tell me a price. I'm standing there in your damn showroom with a pocket full of money, and you won't tell me a price. I don't know if they think I think this happens, I went so long, I'm such a cheap fucker that I don't buy things. I drive $4,000 beater trucks and that kind of stuff, and I don't buy things. And I pull up on my $4,000 beater truck, they think, oh, this guy can't afford to drop, $14,000 on a new motorcycle, and he's never even asked once about how much his payment's gonna be. So clearly he's not serious. And I'm like, I don't need payments, I'm gonna hand you cash or whatever. And the one dealership, I was looking at the NC 750X Honda, and brand new on the show, they had two of them side by side. And I said, hey, tell me how much it is so I can go to the bank and go get a money order. I'm gonna bring you in for $10,000, $12,000 of cash, where it is and stuff. Tell me, and I will go get a money order, whatever, certified checks, whatever I gotta do. And the best they would give me is about this much. And I'm like, how do I write a check for about? How do I go buy a money order for about? Now, after I look back on, I could have went and just got a money order for $1,000 less than that, made out to them, came in and brought the $1,000 cash, but I'll ask you how much it's gonna be. And it's almost like they gotta like get me like locked in, like they gotta have me salivating before they'll tell me the price. That their dock fees are $1,200 or whatever the hell it is. So I'm like, screw this shit. So I called the place in Orlando and asked them, and the guy's like, well, let me look it up. Let me get the exact number of what bike you're looking at. And I told him the two different bikes I was looking at and stuff, they're about $1,000 apart. So it'd be like $1,065 difference, probably the only difference in it. He goes, well, let me work the number up, and then I'll call you back. What's a good number to reach you at? And the other dealership, the one, I'm like, just tell me your dock fees. Like, I'm driving up there. I need to know how much to stop at the bank and get. And they're like, well, let me talk to the manager. I'll call you back. Never heard nothing from them at all. This guy was like, let me pull it up. I'll pull the numbers, and I'll give you the exact out-the-door price. We'll have the numbers on paper and stuff. You can decide if you want it or not. And I said, cool, man, no problem. And I thought, man, if you're willing to do that with the phone, and this is a dealership I've never stepped foot in. I've literally been by there before on Sundays. I'm over there helping my wife's aunt and stuff. I've never stepped foot in this dealership at all. And I told the guy that. I'm like, I've never been. So you talking to us? I'm talking to nobody. Like, I've never been in your place. I'm only getting to Orlando on Sundays. I've never been to your shop, so there's no way I would have anybody I've talked to and stuff. And he goes, not a problem. I'll work it up and I'll call you back. I said, okay, cool. So I thought, you know what? Nobody else is willing to do this for me, so I'm going to go give these guys a shot. I'm going to, say to hell with it. So I had that direction. I've got the truck. I got the topper on. I'm thinking, I've had dirt bikes in the back of my truck with toppers on before. This bike should fit. Like, it won't be that big a deal. I might have to lift the back of the topper up, undo the brackets, and lift it up to get it in, and it should set down on there. Be fine. No big deal. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I head over. Excuse me. And again, I'm in the bank. I got the bank already. I don't have enough cash, but I'm like, there's got to be a Wells Fargo somewhere near that dealership. It's Orlando. There's one within every few miles, whatever. No big deal. So I basically head over that way, and he calls me back. Actually, I called the first dealership back again, or a couple of dealerships back, and now it's been like 45 minutes. And I'm like, hey, we find out, and they're like, oh, our policy is we don't talk about fees and we don't talk about pricing over the phone. I'm like, okay, I've been in your shop. You won't talk about prices when I'm in the shop either. So what the hell? Just tell me how much your dock fees are, and that's all I'm asking. How much are you charging me for your dealer fee and your dock fees and do the paperwork and shit? Like, that's all I want to know. And she wouldn't tell me. And I said, well, she goes, I'll keep your information, blah, blah, blah. I said, nope, you don't need to keep my information. Don't keep my number. Don't ever call me again. Like, if that's how you do business, I don't want to deal with you. So I'm literally driving over. I'm now not even 10 minutes away from the other dealership, and I'm like sitting stuff on the GPS. I'm like, okay, I'm getting close, no big deal. And my phone rings, and literally as we're chatting a little bit, and he's like, hey, this is Eric over here, such and such. I'm like, hey, cool, how's it going? He goes, I got your numbers and stuff, blah, blah, on the bike, and the da-da-da, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let me save us 1 minute here. I'm literally, when you told me, give me the price, I drove over, and I am like 3 minutes away at this point. I will be in the dealership in like 3 minutes, and we'll just go over the numbers then instead of trying to dick with the Orlando traffic and stuff and being on the phone and running the risk of getting a ticket because it's a hands-free state, yada, yada, all that crap. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he's like, oh, you're almost here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm literally almost here right now. So I basically got off the phone with him, walked in. Dude was super nice. We chatted a little bit. He's like, hey, let's go talk about numbers. I said, great. We sat down. He showed me the numbers. I said, okay, how much for the other one? He said it's like $1,000, more for it on sticker price. So you add another, tax on it, so there's $65, whatever, for a tax. And that's basically a total. And I said, okay, let me go throw a leg over both of them. I'd never thrown a leg over the bike I ended up buying. And they had a white one and an orange one both there. Looked down back and forth. I was selling the Duke again. I was selling the Avenger. I was back and forth. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the Avenger. I'm like, what the hell? I said, you guys don't have to have one out there used, or a customer or an employee that owns one that I can just take for a spin real quick, whatever. I'm willing to pay for the privilege kind of thing. He goes, no, we don't have anything around here like that. I said, what the hell, take it. So literally 20 minutes later, I bought a bike. I said, done. So he has me initial the paper because it's all bullshit thing. I'm like, that's what we agreed upon, whatever, fuck off. Because like, it's not like I'm going to haggle, I want $20 off there, whatever. So I'm like, cool, no problem. I went ahead and I said, I got to run to the bank. I got to get some more cash because I don't have that much on me. I only have $8,000 on me. And the total is like $621.01 or some crap. And he's like, no problem. Actually, I had $8,200 on me. I said, I'll put the $400 on it. He goes, I can just put it on a card. I said, you guys are you charging me those fees? He goes, no, we'll eat those fees. I said, okay, cool. Why don't we do that? And that's finished up. And I said, no big deal. Went back, talked to the sales manager, the finance manager and stuff. Everything was cool to go. We're just chilling out, having a good time, chatting a little bit. They wheel the bike back and they start. So once I initial the thing, they go actually the paperwork. I go in there, I pay the dude my money, and then apparently the data, all KTM bikes come like locked, and you have to have them hooked up to the internet to unlock them. So in case they're stolen, they're worthless, kind of thing. And the system in Austria was like down, whatever. Apparently, 3.5 hours later, I give up, and I'm like, dude, I can't. I gotta go. Like, I have customers, I have work to do. I've been sitting here now at this point for like 3.5, 4 hours now, and this is fucking ridiculous. And you still can't tell me when it's gonna be. You've told me 20 minutes a couple times, and I'm like, I gotta get the hell out of here. I'll just come back tomorrow, whatever. I said, if you get it done tonight, call me, text me, whatever, and let me know. I said I might be able to have somebody else pick it up, bring it home to me, and whatever. So I really wanted it for tomorrow morning. Like, that's where I wanted to have a customer that I gotta go to their house, and they've got a brand new gorgeous driveway, circle drive the whole. They put a whole bunch of stone new work in the driveway, and my truck leaks some oil here and there, and I run full synthetic, which full synthetic is so hard to get off the stain. Stains the driveway, it's hard to get out. So I did not want to stain up this brand new, probably $40,000 drive. This thing is massive as hell. I didn't want to be the one who stains this up first and all that fun. So I was like, I need my motorcycle by tomorrow morning, which will not happen. So turned around, headed home. After one round dealership for 3.5, 4, I was just, oh my God, I was there forever. So I headed back, got back here to the house. I ended up basically back in time. Had a 5 o'clock meet and greet that got canceled on me, which annoyed the crap out of me because I would have had time to go get my run in and a shower before my next appointment. But dog was getting picked up, no big deal there. He was late, which ended up, some other people left him. He had to finish a project. All their co-workers left, so he got stuck doing it, which I had no problem at all. I'm like, hey man, anytime you need to stay over like that, just if you can let me know, that's great. If not, I'll just assume you're working late, like it's not that big a deal. Super nice guy. Went ahead, so I was like, okay, cool. So I texted another guy and said, hey, I had a cancellation for meet and greet. If you come over at 5:45, I can meet you then. So he's like, cool, we'll do that. Which was supposed to be there yesterday, and he fell asleep, didn't wake up, so he didn't make it to the meet and greet yesterday. Went ahead, when the guy picking up the puppy got here, I said, you feeling strong today? And he goes, I'm always feeling strong. I said, you want to help me lift the topper off my truck, make my life a lot easier tomorrow to pick up that bike? And he said, 100%. So we basically tossed the topper on the ground real quick. Super nice guy, was really chill about it. Helped me obviously at any time, any help like that, just let him know you get to the point. Kind of even made it sound like even if he's not coming over, like if I could just call him and if I needed something, he could run over and help me move heavy shit, which is a great guy. That's just a godsend to have somebody you can, rely on. He's a great guy. This dude is awesome. The dog's great, and it's just a whole thing. So went ahead, did that. My wife got home from work. We chatted a little bit. I said, I own a motorcycle. I just don't have anything to show you. So I don't have a bike, but I own one. I just couldn't bring it home. So we chatted a little bit. We ended up having the whole time frame for the dinner thing and whatnot. And the 5:45 showed up. Did the meet and greet there. It went well. It was that weird. Had a 6:45 also. So I'm like, it's that weird time. I don't really have time to eat in between. And I don't have time to run and shower. And I like to run before I eat dinner, because I hate running on a full belly. So I was like back and forth. So you guys eat whenever you want. I don't care what you want to do. Just, I'm going to do this right here, whatever. So we chatted a little while. 6:45 texted me at like 6:32 and said, I'm running a little bit behind. I'll be in 20 minutes. 45 minutes later, they show up, which pisses me off no end. So now they're like almost an hour late. Like it was just, that's annoying as hell. Super neurotic, oh my God, high-strung woman. I'm like, I know to my wife. It took her 4 minutes to get out of the car herself. Then she took the dog out, and I was like, holy crap, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. And the dog was scared of everything. The dog calmed down, and I basically told her, I don't want to watch your dog. Like, I think your dog's not gonna be happy here. The dog's not good, whatnot stuff. She's like, oh, I said, the one thing I will do if you want to do a test run, do like an overnight before you go. She's not going until like quite a ways away. It's got some time before she has to go. I said, let's do an overnight, see how the dog does, or at least a day stay, but prefer to do an overnight. See how the dog does, how it stays, how it handles, how it chills out, all that good fun stuff, and then go from there. And then if that works well, then we'll do the longer stay and agree to it, which I think the dog will be fine. It's the owner that absolutely sucks. So went ahead, got that chilled out and whatever. Got done with it. She finally left. She was here quite a while. She was loving on Bruce and stuff, having a great time. And the dog finally started to warm up a little bit once she got calmed down a little bit. And then from there, I headed out, got my run in, came back. I guess my wife said I'd have cereal for dinner. I was like, hey, whatever. And I'm like, jumped in the shower, got out, and I said, hey, I'm planning on eating some dinner, which I said, you guys want to watch some, Netflix, some NCIS when I do it, or you guys want to watch something else? It's up to you. We all agreed to watch some Netflix or some NCIS. So I ended up having potato chips and dip for dinner, and then I had a little piece of that Reese's peanut butter cup pie, and did not go out for my cigar. It was late enough at night. I was like, it's too late. It'll be, just the hell with it. And I was exhausted. Couldn't keep my eyes open while watching Netflix there and stuff. I ate my chips. I was like falling asleep. Ridiculousness at all levels. So went ahead and said heck with it. Just headed to bed. My wife went and got in the shower. I got in bed and just I was exhausted. I think standing on a dealership for 3.5 hours just kills me. Like there's not like comfy chairs and shit to sit on. I was like, what the hell? My Army's like, get me a loaner bike. Let me go run around town for a little while here. Let me do something. And I should have just, the moment it was like, hey, this is taking a while, I should have just immediately just cut and ran and said I'll pick it up tomorrow and said to hell with it. But getting to Orlando 2 days in a row is a giant pain in my ass. Like it really is. So, but it is what it is, and what I gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, I got this crazy swoopy-doo in my hair right now that I kind of like. It's like, I don't know what happened. I woke up that way and it will not lay down. I tried to wet it down and it's just, nope, it's just up there. So we got this really funky ass swoopy-doo that is what it is. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.